Well, hello. Happy Friday. This is
Friday.
another great episode of Cloud Foundry Weekly. And we are coming back to you from, I guess, our vacation time.
Yeah.
It's summertime. We're coming back. I took a vacation. You took a vacation, Darin.
Yep.
Nicky's still traveling the world.
Yeah.
Doing everything under the sun. So we got to get him back as well. But we're here to talk, to catch up.
Yep.
And just keep this train rolling, so to speak.
Yeah. How was vacation?
It was great. We did
Was it relaxing?
trip. Oh yeah. Well, it was relaxing, but it was also very busy. So it's kind of like one of those where like, man, I could use a vacation after this vacation. But we went to England and
Oh, nice.
yeah. So I had never been there before. Did a bunch of tours and sites and everything you probably could, and then I did a couple day trips as well. So we experienced the train systems like the Eurostar, and took a train to Edinburgh as well. So had some train delays, and that was fun. But we missed the heat dome. So we had the heat dome, and we were looking at the temperatures. Like that looks very not good. And then kind of cooled down in Europe for a little bit. And we went there, heated up back home, and then we flew home and kind of so we kind of traded the temperatures at the right time. But apparently,
That's
like
good.
a week or
That's
two
good timing.
before, everything was getting closed in all these tourist locations because the heat was just too immense. They're definitely not equipped to handle high temperatures in terms of
Oh,
air conditioning and lack thereof in those countries over there.
yeah.
General lack of ice. But yeah, I'm back. How about you?
That's good.
Where'd you all end up going?
I spent a week in Utah.
Oh,
We went with some
nice.
friends, and it was a very relaxing trip. It was we did a lot of different stuff. Took some UTVs out, and did some
Ooh,
mountain
fancy.
ridges up along
Ooh.
there. Like saw
Uh-huh.
some massive valley views and just some really cool stuff. And I'm not a huge fan of heights, which always gets me a little weird about this idea of like running along these ridges across the top of the mountains. But
I can
man,
see
just
where that
truly
could be a
breathtaking.
problem. Yeah,
Yeah,
very
yeah,
cool.
yeah, but truly breathtaking, was a lot of fun. I mean, it was a very relaxing trip, like, this was probably the most relaxing trip that I've done in a long time. The
Mhm.
downside was it's the journey home that was terrible. Like, I mean, coming home from the West Coast when you're in the US, like, coming home from the West Coast is brutal because it's
Mm.
like you're just coming forward in time, and then you feel like you gotta catch up, and we had connecting flights and delays in
Mm.
Chicago and,
Mhm.
all the
Mhm.
normal things that come with, travel.
Right, right.
But the trip was incredibly relaxing. The journey home wasn't, but it's
Mm.
okay. I'm recovered now. Everything's good. Been back in the swing of things here for the last week and a half. I feel like I've missed a ton of stuff. Like when we look at
Mhm.
like the overall landscape of things, there's been some crazy wild stuff that's happened over the course of the last few weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Um, there was something that happened with like OpenAI and Hugging Face.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Uh-huh. Oh, man.
did
You're
you
really
did
teeing
you
me up
did
here.
you look into that at all?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I guess the first bit of this is gonna be catching up on AI. We haven't had a real AI dedicated episode in a while. But
Yeah.
yeah, so a lot of things happen in an AI situation scene. But what you're referring to is that the alleged GPT-6 unreleased variant model that was in testing from OpenAI was given a cybersecurity prompt, like in a cybersecurity benchmark, to say like, "Hey, like go like exploit these things or find exploits or whatever. But it figured out that was too hard, and it knew that like Hugging Face probably had the answers. So then it launched an attack on Hugging Face, got into Hugging Face, and I'm assuming like got the files it wanted or whatever. But at the same time, Hugging Face detected that it was under an autonomous attack from some type of AI. They tried to use the American frontier labs like Anthropic and OpenAI itself, but then got the security block situation or regulated because we'll get into that in a second. Then had to fall back to GLM 5.2, which they're running locally, which is going to be kind of a theme of the show, local AI again, which I've talked about for past 3 years now. But had to fall back to that act as a defensive mechanism to try to figure out root cause and see what's going on with this anonymous attack. And then I guess this happened maybe, I don't know, like a week or two ago, and then they started publishing it, and they're working with OpenAI, and it's cool. But I guess the root cause of it was an autonomous model in a test evaluation broke out of its sandbox and started going getting into the Hugging Face core production systems to try to get an answer for Mark, which is kind of we live in a strange time where like every day now it seems like there's a new model release and new capability. And now we're on this edge too, where we've seen like we've had the Fable saga where it was released and then taken away and then re-released because we have these models are too good at cybersecurity, right? And we've talked about some of this too when Glasswing came out, Mythos, where we're starting to see this rampant rage of rise of AI assisted CVEs and vulnerabilities and all these 0 days getting detected and exploited, all that type of thing. So we're still living that picture that launched, I don't know, was it 2 or 3 months ago now? Like when did I can't even remember when Glasswing was announced.
Glasswing goes back, I think, a little bit further than that, but the actual Fable release, I think we're now coming up on probably almost 2 months. But I did find it interesting. Like the one article that I read specifically around the OpenAI and Hugging Face thing actually said like the benchmarks obviously were set up to run in an isolated environment, but the model itself found and exploited a 0-day vulnerability in third-party software, and that's how it broke out. And I'm like, this feels like a recurring theme. Like we're starting to see more and more of this, and obviously with these frontier models, they're looking for stuff that they didn't look for before, and now we're in some uncharted waters. So patch early, patch often, folks, as I always say.
Yes, yeah. Oh, and even so, I've started using because OpenAI also released Soul and their latest 5.6 line of models, and a lot of updates to their codex harness and things. And from personal project side, they've definitely kind of raised the bar from where they were. Codex has picked up a lot of steam, and you can give Soul, and I could see where if a newer version of the model of 5.6, like the 6x line or whatever, Soul can be tenacious. Like you can give it a slash goal and it'll run for days. Like you're like, hey, like build this thing. Yeah, I've had a task run for almost like 5 days, and then I think they blocked it because they used too many tokens. But the models that OpenAI have now publicly will just go tenaciously try to execute what you've given it. I can only imagine a newer version in that type of construct you are trying to specifically try to find exploits and vulnerabilities and things, what it would just do to just try to, and it escaped and we saw what it did, but I could totally see that happening, but from using 5.6 Soul a lot too. So it's just it's wild times we live in here. So
crazy times.
But all of
AI
this
is a theme today, right?
Yes, AI is a theme today, and that kind of sets the stage where this has really kind of driven a lot of talk around AI sovereignty, especially with Fable getting taken down and blocked from people. Definitely, especially in the non-US, a lot of conversations with customers around, oh man, like if the government or the lab could just pull a model off the shelf and we were actually using that, because Fable was out for, I don't know, maybe like a week or so. I don't know, like the first launch of it, people had already started building building things around it. It got
I don't think it was
shut
out
down
for more than a couple of days. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was out. People were really liking it. They were getting ready to, they some people have already might have built jobs or things around it, and then went offline. So it's, people had to redo their apps or rebuild their pipelines or whatever. But then that kind of really stirred up a lot of conversation around, man, this that would not be great if like my business relied on this and it just disappeared, right? And then obviously you have the AI, data sovereignty, AI sovereignty. We're starting to see a lot of more, in addition to all this happening, when Fable is offline, GLM 5.2 launched, which proved to be very, very well scored and received. Excuse me here. Sorry, I needed a quick cough break, but very, very well received, scoring well from a open source Chinese lab, and then Kimi K3 just launched as well, scoring very close, like basically near frontier, state of the art. So that the recurring theme that the Chinese labs were 3 to 6 months behind, or however months behind the American labs. I think that's kind of gone now. So we're near in performance. So there's been a lot of debate about local AI in the U.S. versus China, and like lots of politics going on there. But in all of that swizzle, a little lab, or I don't know if little, but a lab that I had not yet heard of, actually had some decent models before, launched a model called Poolside, or sorry, it's Poolside AI's lab, and they launched their Laguna small model, which is allegedly started scoring around Sonnet 5 levels. So,
wow.
And what's kind of key is that, one, it's an American lab, and two, it's only around like 118 billion parameters. So the Kimi and GLM were like very large. Like we're starting to see these multi-trillion class parameters. So like, you want to run that, you're spending a lot of money. Like you're, there are variants of GLM 5.2 now that you can run, but you're still talking like maybe 3 DGX Sparks, maybe 4. I've seen maybe 2. Like if you're like running some very stripped down version of it, and special binaries and things from some people, or you're still talking like 3 to 4 Blackwell Pro 6000. So you're looking at tens of thousands of dollars of devices, whether they be these DGX supercomputer units for maybe the cheaper version, but if you want to go more performant with like Blackwell Pro 6000s, 4 of those will gonna set you back about, I don't know, maybe about 40 to maybe close to $50,000 in current pricing. They're good for about $12,000 a piece now. Not to mention the system to run them in and power it. So still not cheap, right? But yeah, Deshaun, thanks for watching. Yeah, it's totally worth it. That's gonna want to tell my financial officer when I buy another 3 or 4. But yeah, so yes. Good times. But what's cool about this Laguna model is that it will run on a single Blackwell Pro or a single DGX Spark. So you're awesome. and it's supposed to be pretty good performance. And I got it working this morning. I had to do some and it will run on quad 3090s too. So if you have the older rigs, it will run on that too. So I did have it running briefly on that, but I was running into some power issues that I had to do some maintenance on, because I could not supply enough power to that system. And it would run, but then it would crash the 12-volt rail and my system would crash. And Nick was sad. So Nick had to do some surgery on GPUs this week. I got it running on Blackwell Pro. Yeah. Oh, it's been very busy. But let me get my screen going here. We could share some things here.
Sounds good.
But share screen every time it's like a new allow. Okay, window. Okay, we'll pull over here. All right, we're there. Okay. All right, so 1 second here. So let me bring up the model card for this lab.
Deshaun asked if there was any duct tape involved in all the surgery and all the work that you had to do this week.
No duct tape so far. Maybe some Claude duct tape if that counts, but
I think it definitely counts.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we'll just agentic engineering work, so to speak. But yeah, I mean, so I guess yeah, they have a website. I don't know. I think it's a startup based in California somewhere, but cool name, Poolside. You know, very very fitting for the current summer vibes here. They dropped Laguna S2.1, their small variant, the 118B active 8B. So that means it's going to fit on some smaller hardware, and it's a MOE, so it's only 8 active billion parameters. So that's going to be pretty snappy too. If you had a dense model, it'd be really slow. So getting pretty good scores here. Let's see, did they drop their model card? Their out scores here. I had somewhere where they had.
Yeah, I was actually looking for the model card earlier. I didn't see it.
Yeah, I have there's a tweet somewhere I have, but where they have their results. But another cool thing too, so they dropped weights and they dropped the different quantizations already. So you got FP8, NVF, FFP4, that's Blackwell native. Even they got D-Flash support too. Now I got it working on my Blackwell, my second Blackwell Pro 6000 this morning. I had not had a chance to run the D-Flash tuning on it yet. I've had mixed results with D-Flash on my 3090s. Usually it's like it'll start improving, but the acceptance rate isn't as good. So I'm hoping on the new Blackwell gear it will be better. But D-Flash is a technique to do kind of sort of similar to multi-token prediction to really increase the token rates you're getting. But it is dependent on the like prediction tokens being valid, and a lot of the times that I've at least tried to test on it, the acceptance rate was low enough where it didn't really do a whole lot of improvement, so to speak. But they also have an extra small model too, which I haven't looked at, but that's like a 30 billion, I think. So it looks like this was just updated. So I don't know what's going on here. Maybe they're pushing updates too. This might be something else too. It's a 33B total, only 3 billion active, so that you could potentially even maybe get CPU performance on this guy too. So very interesting going on here too. I haven't had a whole lot of time to look at this, but yeah, definitely check out Poolside. I think this is probably the most powerful open weight model from an American lab currently. Now something could just like release like now, and I would be wrong, but it's definitely up there. So this could maybe be like the GPT OSS of 2026, since GPT OSS released I don't know, a year ago now almost.
Right.
So anyway, that's kind of where we're at. I've done some I've deployed it via the AI services tile. Now I did have to do a couple duct tape around the VLM version because this just dropped, and VLM needed a newer version of VLM that the timing on the version VLM released after the tile. It's a constant race to try to catch up with VLM, because they and all of these models, because things drop and then we ship versions, and then it's just constant. So probably maybe the next official release they'll patch up to the latest level, or the whatever the most current level of the time is, because everything's now AI assisted. So all these AI tools, their cycle is much faster than it used to be. I remember like VLM releases like every 2 weeks to a month, and it's like they still have a pretty stable cadence, but it's quite frequent now too. And Olama revs like 3 times a day at this point. So
yeah.
Anyway, it's been deployed. I might even take a look at that here if I can find that. We'll check out some parameters. And for you Kuhn Labs users, it is not available on prod. It's on my dev foundation, but I will be promoting it to prod, I think, soon. I just had a GPU crunch to deal with. Oh, and cannot get out of this full screen here.
That's a new feature. There we go.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know how to use Chrome. Okay, well, this is fun. Can I do this? All right, I beat it. Wow, that was I apologize for me not knowing how to use a computer. But that's what makes the show fun, right? So let's look at this real quick. We have this deployed with Poolside Laguna. nkuhn-vmw. I'll probably get a little blog on this too, but this is just normal VLM stuff. Got some command line arguments, but I was able to get it run on a single Blackwell Pro with the full context, and seems to be running pretty well. And now, one other thing I picked up, go back to here. I think this is my other tab. So then I also started writing like my own community support version of so OpenCode. You may have heard of OpenCode. It's a pretty popular harness, similar to Cloud Code, but it's more of geared toward the open source models and things of that nature. They also do, like, OpenCode will like run their own. They do have their own like subscription service plans you can subscribe to consume like their cloud hosted or their own hosted models. And a lot of the times they'll even host models for free, like new drops. But then also you can wire in your own service. So I've got a little repo here. It's basically a couple scripts that just basically you can drop in, and then it'll have your OpenCode pick up your Tanzu bindings. So then you can use the AI services and get all the services running on your foundation, which makes it super cool. You could also probably wire it into the MCP gateway and things of that nature. And kind of expand that whole agentic development flow as well. I don't have that wired in yet, but I probably will soon, because there's things like, web searches and some like other MCP servers that I want to have, like a Brave search API versus like a generic fetch or something like that. So that's really cool. I've got that there. It's on my repo, but I even put a tap on my brew repo too, so you could just brew install it. And then you may have to do some tweaking with your agent based on your foundation, because there's some you want to do some specific things, like whatever you have defined your models, it will like auto discover them, but you may want to tweak the context size and things like that. So just if you have a Cloud or a Codex situation, just point it to this repo. It'll know what to do. It'll get you set up, or even probably OpenCode itself if you already have an OpenCode wired up to something. But no, it'll get you going there. But I don't want to spend too much time on that. It's just I got that out there. I've got some similar work too with Cloud Code that I haven't published. So I thought on this episode I'd show both, but I think there's enough with OpenCode to talk about this. And then we also have a new feature within the tile that we can have an Anthropic API. So I guess if you're interested in the Cloud Code story, or maybe we'll do another short episode on that, where I can go through a similar approach with Cloud Code, because we have support for that now too. But let's focus on OpenCode and not get lost in the weeds here. Let's see, how do you want to do this? Is this split screen showing up good, or should I try to get like full screen on something?
I was gonna say no. I think it's okay. You just need to make it a little bigger. But yeah, you should be okay.
Okay. All right. So I'm in terminal. I'm in a OpenCode directory. Let's do a listing. All right. I'm gonna make a new app, a new directory maker. So I just tested this because I wanted to see, but I'm gonna use this prompt again because it's a pretty good prompt, and we're gonna say v2. All right, so I'm going to cd. So let me bring up the prompt too. Okay, cool. All right, so where's my marked prompt? 1 moment, please. But yes, I essentially have a prompt that will, it's like blocking. StreamYard, you're killing me.
The StreamYard,
there's like a message over my marked, and I'm like, I can't, like, here, sorry. Again, I don't know how to use computers today. But anyway, I had one of my AI friends write a prompt for me. But since we're talking about these Blackwell Pro 6000s, I even used the whole like chat codex thing, like make me a web page or whatever. So I'm hosting it there and basically saying like, hey, like build a polished production ready web app to do this, and then use this behavior, product brief, required functionality, architecture, direction, Cloud Foundry deployment. Use this skill I already have on my go for there. So like, it's a pretty decent sized prompt. It's pretty explicit, that type of thing. So let's just do a little copy pasta this guy in for a prompt. And then now, like if you used Cloud Code, you type Claude, whatever, blah blah blah. You just type OpenCode to open it. on your machine, assuming I can type.
Nice.
Code.
Yeah.
And there you go. And it's ready to go. So now, cool thing, Claude, you can do /model. You can do this too as well, models. So you can see I have these 2 different models wired up from Tanzu Platform. This is integration that I built here. So I've already had this wired up. That's cool. OpenCode Zen, those are their models that they host for free as well. And I'm sure you can subscribe at different levels and tiers to get different tokens as well coming in. But that's pretty cool that they do that. A lot of they even have it for free here right now too. So what's cool with OpenCode is they take a lot of the open weight models and then they will host them on their infra as they drop pretty rapidly, so you can test them out. And really cool. Yeah, from a personal perspective, hey, I need some tokens. These are some pretty powerful models that I don't know if there is I haven't used this yet for free, this free service. But if you need some free tokens on a project, it's obviously that you can send to a SaaS service or whatever. Pretty interesting to check out for free stuff. So cool that they do that, and it's really great for the open weight community to, I think, get some usage of their models, because not everybody can, obviously, like this Nematron 3 Ultra, which is which this model supposedly beats, was probably the before Laguna S2.1 the most powerful open sourced American sourced open weight model. Sorry, open weight, not say open source. People get like to get like to make open source for open weight comments a lot. But yeah, that was probably the previous king, so to speak. But it was a 550B parameter model, so it's pretty expensive to run. So yeah, and it's still for free. So hey, get out there and check it out. So yeah, essentially this little integration will show your Tanzu Platform models as a provider, and you can just switch back and forth. And here's the providers, all the different models I have going on here, and you can see I'm testing some different ones. And these ones that say unverified are ones that are coming up from the model API. I just haven't used them yet, and committed them. So as you if you have an all model plan wired up, as models come and go, it will kind of pick them up and take them off the roster, so to speak. So anyway, that's enough of that. Let's get back into this project, and we'll get cooking here. Oh, copy paste. Okay. Oh boy.
One more time.
All right. Yeah, you got the whole similar, pasted 66 lines. So yeah, I got a big old prompt, and it's churning. And how did I do this before? Yeah, so it's it's reading through. So you got the to do. So it's it's got it's already it's already read the prompt. I mean, it's I don't have the token rate here, but I think it's going pretty quickly here based on how fast it is. So we got context is oh, I didn't want to copy that, but the context is going up. The context here is 256K, so we're well within that. We shouldn't hopefully get a whole lot of compaction events, because I think we should be able to fit this all in a single context. I don't think it should be that big of an application, but yeah, I mean, it's writing code. It's doing some things with Node and things like that, and writing some things, modules. I don't even know. It's writing some Node apps. But yeah, we'll let it run. And I did run this before. Quick. Yeah,
it feels like it's moving pretty quick.
Pretty quick here. I mean, I did get a successful run of this right before the show. So at worst case, if this thing blows up for some reason, like my host dies or something, I can show you what it produced on the first run of this. But I made a new run and ran it through the hopper. But yeah, I mean, I could see it's writing some JavaScript and that type of thing. So it is moving on. Mm-hmm. And so I think that's another thing too, is this is probably one of the first models of this size. Again, not you could get this with a Kuhn or a DeepSeek or some of these others, but of course you get the whole working in the AI services space with enterprises. A lot of the American companies are trying to stay away or kind of shy away sometimes. Now I think some of them are actually picking them up more and more, of the Chinese labs, as in they offer a pretty good value for what they are. But Another thing that's happened while we, kind of were on our breaks for summer, everyone started becoming really, really concerned about their token bills. So,
No
this is
kidding.
all kind of a swirl of storm happening all at once here. So you see that all happening all at once. So this is producing along. I could probably bring up NV top. I think I have this. I'll go over here. Yeah, so this is the old session, but I still have NV top running on this session. So yeah, it's running this card pretty much to the top here. And we'll go back there. It's still writing some stuff. So yeah, so now we're on create and see dataset module with 6 GPU offers. And it'll be interesting too. So the first test actually performed better than I thought it would, because a lot of the time, some of these models, I think I even tried to run this with a Quinn or something, and we could, if we have enough time, we could probably try to do a side-by-side, but I don't know if we'll have enough time for that. You can do that where like if you tell it to like pull a price of something, even Claude will do this a lot too. Like, hey, pull me go search the web and give me the price for this Blackwell Pro 6000. Be like, yep, about $7,000. I'm like, that's funny. That's what it used to be like 6 months ago. Like you didn't actually search the web, right? Or you try to search the web, but like they're starting to get like these agents are starting to get like blocked more and more. We're like,
right.
Oh, like I tried to run a web fetch, but then it got blocked, and I tried to do this, and that's where maybe like this, like you have like a MCP server that does, has your Brave API key, like Brave Search API. That won't get blocked as much. It'll perform like a lot better results. Like I even start, for Kuhn Labs hardware research, I'd be like, look for this type of memory or whatever, but always be like, oh, I found some great listings on eBay. I'm like, well, yeah, they were, they're ended, or like the price, it's like, yeah, it's only like $100. Like, well, it's like $10,000 now. Like, yeah. So like they would really hallucinate like the live pricing, really do that poorly. So that's where you're like plugging in additional, like Brave Search API or some other. I'm sure there's other solutions to this issue, but that's something I see common across like a lot of pretty much every AI I've used, like whether it be Claude or Codex or these open code models, that they will struggle on the live pricing. And the first run of this came back accurate, I think, or like very close, like in the realm, like it definitely pulled data, current data. Because it's like, man, I would really love to buy as many of these cards as possible at $7,000 a piece and then resell them. But yes, so that's kind of
they're definitely getting blocked more. That is one of the things that I've noticed. Even in my own usage, is I'm like, hey, this is not super helpful. And then I'm going out and looking for a lot of the services and things like that I'll use. I'll go out and look to see, hey, have you released an MCP server yet? Because that would make things a whole lot easier. To pull, live data from.
But, yeah. Dan, in one of our turtle comments, I guess the the Poolside comment in the title, I think it's like, I thought you're gonna be presenting Poolside. Yeah, I guess I could be, but I could probably see my screen. I had to, we didn't have a canopy set up, but yeah.
Do you have sunshine out there today? Because it's nothing but rain and clouds here. So.
Yeah, it's sunny today. We've got a bit of a chill. Chill. It's like only 80, but like it's not like oppressive heat and 90 degrees. Last weekend it was in the 90s, and I don't know, like the low was like 70% humidity. So let's just say it was not a good weekend to be doing work outside. And what did I do? I moved a bunch of gravel on Saturday, which is not great.
No, but Southeast was similar. It was super hot here, real humid, and not enjoyable to be outside. It was we're down in like I think we're mid 70s right now, only supposed to reach 80 today, so very similar. But the humidity is 100% because it's raining. So but does Kuhn Labs have any problems keeping up on the AC side of things on the hot days?
I mean, it could be better, but no, we're okay. Right? I mean, it's definitely, when it's like, not so hot, it is definitely better for the folks here. Okay, yeah. So now it's using the CMUX browser, and doing some things. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's interesting too because this run, this looks like, so I think in the prompt it didn't specify what card to use, and I noticed that too because I used that on another model. I think I tried to use this in Claude or whatever as well as a test, and it picked a different it picked some random, and so I guess in the prompt, so it's like, hey, look at this Blackwell site, this Blackwell price watch is actually, whatever the Blackwell site. I think that I actually put it in Sonnet or Opus, I can't remember which one, and it picked a different Blackwell GPU, like one of the data center ones that are like, $30,000. But that is, yeah, I did not explicitly tell it what to do. So it picked the consumer Blackwell 5090 Founders Edition. So, okay, yeah, oh yeah, huh. I'm not operating. Yes, allow. All right, so let's make sure it's not gonna leak any credentials here on screen. I'm still new to this OpenCode harness, so I'm still learning. I don't have it set to bypass permissions or dangerously skip permissions like I do for Claude. So yeah, okay, that looks good. All right, so it's logging in. It's trying to use the CFCDX skill. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna pull this off. I'm gonna pull this off screen for a second just to make sure I don't echo out a bunch of passwords here. Go ahead, allow once. Yeah, I'm glad I did that. Yeah. So okay.
So it's still learning.
No, it's working. It's just like it's learning how to use the CFCTX skill, which is kind of like a cube CTX. But it would not be good to publish what it's it's dissecting that skill, and it's echoing all kinds of permissions that are probably not good for this build. Not good to show. I think it's gonna get past it here soon. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's authenticated. All right. Just get past this. Like just get to the CFCLI without showing everyone all my passwords. Okay, it's logged in now. All right. I think I can.
There we go.
Okay. All right. All right. We're back here. It did something similar on the first run. So I was like, oh, I should probably watch for that. I'm glad I did. All right. So now it's like pushing apps, doing some stuff. But yeah, this is what I think of when it ran on locally here. I think the first run's a little bit better. So we'll see. I wonder if there's any difference in what I prompted it the first time. But yeah. Anywho, another way to kind of show what's going on here. We're pushing. Let me bring up that foundation. Let's watch it live too.
I was going to say I'd be curious to see what the foundation's looking like consumption-wise.
Oh, that's fine. I just I need to know. Is it in here? No. It's gonna be this one. We use this guy for now. I'm not sure where it's deploying to. Kuhn Labs, okay. GPU. Okay, Blackwell. Let's look at recent here. It deployed it earlier. I wonder where it ran. I'll have to pay attention to see what it's naming things. Space GPU tracker. Oh, it's maybe the space doesn't exist. Oh, it does.
No, that's there.
It's not in that space though. Curious.
Did it not finish yet?
No, it's trying to figure out because like export or Kuhn Labs space GPU tracker, which I don't. If we look at Kuhn Labs in the TDC, There's no GPU tracker space. We'll see. We'll see. This is a test. It might start making its own. It has a proficiency, I can tell you that. Did it die? Oh no. Okay, it's still working. All right, I was like, did that GPU overheat again? The struggles of
I was gonna say that, or have a power issue again.
Yeah, no. This is the Blackwell Pro max keys. It's only 300 watts. So yeah, I took out. I replaced it with. I took out four. The same box is running. It was the 4 3090s, but that specific box cannot, for some reason, cannot handle load on the 12-volt rail and just crashes every time. So I pulled out a lot of even at power. I had them power capped at like 150 watt each. So it's about a 300 watt reduction on the box. So it should be okay. So, but yeah, without the power cap, that's a lot. 350 stock on the 3090s. Yeah. And the max Q here, this Blackwell is only 300 total. So it should be okay. All right. Yeah, let's see. Okay, so let's rebuild the app. So yeah, we might get interesting here. We get 98K context, 38%. So we're still within the context window. That's another thing too. Some of these models, depending on, I think I had it set to 128K context. So it could be that, you see in even OpenAI was talking about this, where as context length increases, performance may or may not degrade, let's say. Yeah. Okay. Oh. It's running? Okay, yeah. What did it create this? Am I? Okay. Yeah, so it gave me a link. That's it switched. Okay, it switched foundations on me. I was not paying attention enough. I think it was iterating the CFCTX skill, and it said one foundation, but it deployed to the one it's actually running in from the AI side. So yeah. Okay. All right. That's just Nick not paying attention. So we go to Kuhn Labs. Let me right size this a little bit here. Oh yeah, GP tracker. Is it GPU dash tracker? Yes, I think this is it. Okay. All right. All right. So here's where we are. All right. Is it done? Yeah. All right. Yeah. So here we go. All right. Now it's done its thing. It's made the app. It's pushed it. So it iterated through my skill, which is great. I guess I really don't need the CMUX browser in here too. I'm going to close this out and try to snap this again. So very good. All right. So RTX 5090 Founders Edition. And then it's doing some things. So prices are static snapshots, no live scraping. All right. Data is illustrative, maintained in repo, was not installed. All right. So it had issues using my skill. So then it used the context. So it like dissected the skill and got the credentials out of the skill. And so I had to manually CF login. So that's another thing too, is that some of these agents can't source something locally within their own like bash context. So it fought through that. I mean, the fact that a local model could like figure this out and not just implode on itself and actually push it, I think that's a win. So that's, and even Codex and Claude sometimes has this issue too, where they're like, oh, I see this skill, but I can't, like, my bash Codex has it more than Claude. But yeah, so it wrote the script, pushed it, test, succeeded, no errors. Browser, it used the browser, the CMUX browser, and like verified that it was actually working. So that's pretty cool. And I think for the most part, I would call this a pass. I will say that I should probably in the prompt specify what Blackwell card to pull, because I do not do that in the prompt. Yeah, cool. All right.
Yeah. You end up using 43% of context.
Yeah, so 111,000 tokens in context here.
Still substantially less than some other ones we've seen.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would say from just a very little usage of this model, I'm able to get something that makes sense. Now, like my next flow would be like, all right, because these aren't live searches, like use something that'll allow you to do a live web search. Some of these models, like, will have something built in already in their client or their harness, but obviously like this OpenCode harness doesn't have that built in. Like I'd wire up probably MCP gateway and host a Brave Brave search MCP server and bind to that. Maybe some other things I can think of. Maybe like I'm thinking about writing there may already be out there like an eBay API MCP server, something like there to help parse things easily as well. But that may be useful in this type of application of like scrape the web and find the best price for this GPU type of thing. I'm curious if Digital Foundry, yes, I think it just made all this data up, but yeah, I don't, because they did say it's all fictitious. So it could also potentially, if it did have the ability to live search, it may actually pull that and get real providers. So I could do some better prompt, or I could probably come back and be like, all right, now like let's do this and that. We're kind of short on time, but maybe if we get back to it, maybe we can do a follow up, or we'll pull up the Claude code, and we could even maybe interesting to have this like this versus like take the same model on Tanzu and like let's look at the harness comparison. You could say here's OpenCode, here's Claude code, maybe even here's our agent build pack. Right.
That's always interesting to see, right? Especially if it's running on the same hardware. Like, hey, what is the comparison between these models? How are they performing?
Right.
We see obviously the metrics and the benchmarks all the time, but
sorry, I missed the comments here, Deshaun and Corby.
Oh my goodness.
No, I did not manually expose the Tanzu platform modules in the open. So yeah, if you look at that repo and it's in the show notes, there's a little integration I have to do that. So put that in your agent, and it'll get your Tanzu OpenCode integration in there. And I did not specify language in the I don't think. Good question.
Your prompt? Like, I don't remember seeing one.
It's like, I don't know. Did I read the prompts? No. It looked good enough. Like, I don't think so. Data architecture, live scraper. It's got some like color themes in here. Use Cloud Foundry. Use the skill, which it tried. It saw the skill. It couldn't call the skill. It saw the skill. It just couldn't call the actual this tool. So I need to. That's probably on me. Where like a lot of the agents have issues trying to call it in within their bash or in their sandbox.
Use Java 25 Spring Boot 4.1x and make no mistakes.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
you need to add that to your.
Yeah, I'll add that to my prompt. That's my bad. How many? Yeah. I might be able to do that real quick here, Deshaun. I have a dashboard for this. Does it work? Did it work? Is it still working? I don't know. I'm gonna do this account. Reach my fingerprint here. All right, so I also have been building some token and some just general dashboards within Hub. But let's look here. Token usage. Would that be my key? What did I set that up as? Kuhn Labs. So yeah, we use some tokens. And then there's another, so I'm guessing off-platform AI. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is Nick OpenCode key. Okay. Yeah, so we actually just spent like 13 million tokens here on this. Another, like there's the guy who makes OpenCode. I see him on Twitter all the time. So OpenCode did that context, it's doing some caching of things because it's not, my context isn't at 14 million tokens or whatever. So
right.
Interesting enough, right?
Yeah, only at 111,000 tokens.
Yeah. So I have to dig into more. How does that work from a caching perspective too? And
right.
I'll eventually pick up probably on my CC usage. Yeah, context versus tokens. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's a good question. I don't really quite know how these harnesses work. So like my context maybe only however many tokens, but like I do burn like billions of tokens, right, a month on these harnesses. I don't have billions of tokens of context. I wonder how does that work? Like that's just this is an open community discussion question. How does that work in terms? But on the back end of the AI services tile, what you'd probably be built upon if this was built per API, I'd probably see about a 14 million line item, at least 14 million tokens consumed of your whatever your uh, budgetary uh, number you have, whether it be a plan, subscription, and or token cost per month type of thing. So that's pretty interesting to see that spike up really quickly here. Yeah, I'm gonna play with this a lot more because this is like I basically just got this landed, installed I took this GPU out of the box last night because I had to swap out these 3090s. So the fact that this even worked at all was a miracle because I had it working and then host problems. So I had to do some emergency maintenance to get this back online. But I had to redeploy the model and everything. So I guess the paint is still very wet here. So we need to do some more kicking the tires here. But I think it's a totally viable test. I would love to get it more on some of this platform engineering stuff that I use to see where we can go and see what I can do. And just really, I have not used OpenCode enough to know like maybe I need to do some things better here and there. Yeah, thanks, Deshaun. Thanks for hanging out too with us. So yeah, billing happens on Token.io. Yeah, Token.io is very different than token context. So yeah, thanks for confirming that as well. But yeah, so I guess the net story is, or I don't know, I've been rambling a lot. I feel like if you're out there, if you have, Tanzu Platform, or even if you're just, you don't have, even if you're just doing this on the side for fun, right? OpenCode's a great tool to use as, a potential like a Claude like scenario harness if you're in the local coding scene. And we are starting to get some, this Laguna S 2.1 model from our friends at Poolside AI, open weight American model. That is pretty performant here. Pretty fast, pretty snappy. And is it the most powerful open weight model? No, but I think for its weight size, its class, it is probably the most performant. And even if you count, open or close, or all geographies, all national open weight models, but it's definitely outperforming higher weight models too. So I guess on one of these benches, it was like in line with Sonnet 5. So like I use Opus a lot, so I haven't used Sonnet a lot. So I haven't. Another test would be like take Cloud Code Sonnet 5 and take OpenCode and this Laguna model and see what the results are. So maybe that's another thing to see like where we really are with some of these open models. But I can tell you if we as Dan on my team, we were talking, you remember Explorer, like you were making like a very basic, the Captain Whisker Paws demo with Klein and it was like the most basic website with a few JPEGs. So man, in a year we have come quite a long way
so far
in terms of vibe coding, agentic programming, in terms of just what you can get on your local environment. So yes. Yeah, and Deshaun, you just install. Yeah, Deshaun, let me know. I think a lot of this too is community. So I think even the very first, like it launched just a few days ago. There's some initial issues with looping. Poolside team updated the weights pretty much everywhere, and I think patched that, so that's good. And also, I think if you do run on Llama or whatever, check your context length. Initially, I fired this up this morning too. I had to manually update the OpenCode context length to match, because sometimes when you launch OpenCode, it will not like set the. I guess especially with this integration, you have to manually set the context length that you have, because it may just like OLAM or whatever the things, they may just default to like, I don't know, 8 or 10,000 tokens, and that's not enough to get this model to work. You will see like a loop as well. So make sure you have the proper context length set too. Otherwise, it'll have a bad time. So yeah. I guess
Cool.
we're a little bit over time, but yeah.
Yeah.
And
this has been awesome.
Yeah. Cool. Do you have any thoughts for the listeners here, Darin, or any questions for me? I know this is kind of a Nick ramble session, so I apologize.
It's okay. It's okay.
Went too much.
No, I learned a lot today, which is always good. That's my goal with a lot of these is, hey, I want to learn more. But no, my only closing thoughts are the same closing thoughts that I always have, which is patch early, patch often, patch fast. I just released this week actually, and you have an incredible video, demo video as part of it, but we released kind of a refresh to the 3 R's: rotate, repair, repave. And yeah, security is obviously top of mind for everybody right now. We talked about it at the top of the show. There's been a lot of crazy stuff going on. So yeah, patch early, patch often, patch faster. That's always the focus. And we had some really cool stuff actually also come this week with Tanzu Platform as well, with the latest patch release. So yeah, get out there, get upgrading. Always a focus for me.
We'll have to cover that here soon.
Yeah,
it was too soon to cover on the show. It's like
too soon. That's right.
Like yesterday or whatever. But we will get our notes ready and we will bring that to you. But yes, couldn't echo that more enough. As we talked about all the shenanigans happening in the AI scene, and I feel like every day there's like 3 or 4 new big items. Or what's going to drop today? What's going to happen here? So yeah, keep your ears open. You never know what's going to hit and have to deal with. And as a former platform operator, I guess kind of pseudo still platform operator with the Kuhn Labs, you got to stay on your toes, right? So Tanzu Platform is a great way to do that. So all your live listeners, I appreciate you hanging out with us. Thanks for hanging on, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you like what's going on here. We got we'll probably have a little bit more frequent content here now that we're back from our summer breaks, and then ramping up for Explore. So also Explore's coming here soon-ish. I guess it's like in a month-ish, a little over a month. I don't know.
About a month.
I feel like it's right around the corner. Yeah. Yep. And then we also Cloud Foundry Day in Germany, or Cloud Foundry Summit this year. It's been upgraded. It's multiple days. September timeframe, so I'll be there as well in Germany. So if you're liking that, and we'll take the show. We have the live show has been accepted again this year. So thanks everyone in the Cloud Foundry community. We'll be back live, and that's always a slightly it's a great experience, but the logistics is fun. But yeah, if you're interested in either of those. What do we call them? Conferences. You just check those out and register and check out what's going on there. But yeah, without further ado, I think we're over time, and we're ready for the folks watching in Europe, probably ready for the weekend, and and everyone else here just still got about half a day worth of work here. So Darin, thanks as always for joining. It's great to have you here.
Happy to be here.
Yeah. All right. Well, are we ready to sign off?
I'm ready.
Yeah. I'm ready. All right. 3, 2, 1. See ya. Bye.